Okay, I thought I'd do a little something different today with the, it's related to the museum, but it's not actually in the museum. I am sitting right now in the machine shop that supports the museum. So this is where we do all of the restoration work on the machines. We make parts, make new parts. We do weld repairs, braze repairs, complete fabrication, machining of new parts and pieces for the restoration of our old machinery. As you can imagine, a 120-year-old piece of machinery has a lot of times quite a bit of damage or wear or pieces that have been lost, and we have to remake those parts. We oftentimes we just make them from pictures. We don't have blueprints or anything, so we just have to make them based on the parts that are left, you know, so how they interact with the parts that we still have. So such as a gear, it has to be the same pitch and everything as the old one, and we'll have to just go by that. But I thought I'd give you just a quick tour of the more modern support machine shop. Okay, so this is just a quick overview here, and then we'll go into more depth. We have a radial arm drill back here in the back. That's this big piece. Clausing lathe. We're currently rebuilding that one. This is the south bend. This is our primary lathe right now. Over here in this corner is a workbench that has 3D printing on it. We haven't done a lot with 3D printing yet, but we have started to dabble in it a little bit for possibility of making casting patterns. So some of the parts small parts that need a pattern made, we're going to try to use 3D printing to make the pattern and then have the part cast in metal. Here on the bench, you can see right next to the 3D printing area that there are actually some steam engines here, some model steam engines. And the reason we have those were made here in the support shop, and it's important for us to understand what the machines that are in the museum were originally doing. So and we don't want to build full-size steam engines here or anything, so we do the small scale ones, but it gives us a sense of the operations that were involved, and helps us to have a better understanding of the machinery and the processes that they would have been used for. And now down here is the Bridgeport milling machine. That's where we do a lot of our work, the mill work, gear cutting and things like that. And then over here in this corner we have a Powermatic milling machine, same concept, just a little bit smaller. So okay, this is the next room on the tour. This big blue cabinet is the tooling cabinet. That's where all of our cutters, milling cutters, drills, lathe tools and things is located. Over here in the corner, this is a tool maker's grinder, currently set up like a surface grinder, so that helps us to get very, very accurate surfaces. And then of course we've got just standard bench grinder. Here is a vertical metal cutting bandsaw, standard drill press. This little pedestal grinder right here is just got a grind wheel on one side for general grinding and a wire wheel on this side. That's helpful for light cleaning and things. And here in this corner we have the 6x48 abrasive belt sander. So this room is what we call the grinding and cutting room. We use it for, again, all of our abrasive machines and our sawing machines. Okay, this next room is the welding and fabrication room. So this room, the walls are finished with metal so that we don't have any problem with sparks and things like that. This houses all of our welding and cutting equipment. We've got a little Lincoln welder here in the corner. We have here on the welding table, we have a little 3-in-1 sheet metal tool. And of course the welding table itself, a heavy steel table with a vise on the corner. Right here's the Craftsman vise. Back here in this corner, this is a Weaver 28-ton press. And this next piece, the orange item here, that's our little Presto lift. It's a like a die lifter, or sometimes called a pallet stacker. It's just a battery operated forklift, electric over hydraulic forklift that we use in this building, but also over in the museum for lifting heavy machinery components and so on. Here in this corner we have the small abrasive blast cabinet, very handy for cleaning parts, small parts, different things like that. Here is the, this is a brand new firepower wire feed MIG welder that we just bought, and it's currently sitting on top of our horizontal metal cutting bandsaw. The metal cutting bandsaw here, the horizontal one, is on wheels, so we can roll it out and you know, cut longer stock or whatever as we need to. But this room again is the welding fabrication room.